Lisa Fluter leads the Hawkeyes for the 24th season in a row. Tonight is the only time that these two teams will meet in the regular season. We are up and underway. A little bit of a late tip tonight, 8 Central, 9 Eastern from Iowa City. First possession goes to the Spartans. Robin Freilich wants her group to play free and interchangeable offense. They get a good start with that bucket from Julia Arol.
Stolke falls down. Sometimes those lines jump up and catch your feet when you're running across half court. But Julia Arol's done a great job for Michigan State scoring early.
Caitlin Clark just off the mark for her first attempt of the evening. Both of these teams like to get out in transition, like to put up a lot of points. Jocelyn Tate with the up and under.
Tate played a fantastic floor game last week against Penn State.
Clark turns the ball over, tried to get the dunk pass. Here's Kimball, picks it up, little hesitation. Tate aggressive early. She has 4 now.
And she's smart and balanced. When she comes to a stop, she goes off of 2 feet for the finish.
Another turnover by Caitlin Clark. Jocelyn Tate, pump faking. This Iowa team has started 0 for 3 from the field. And this crowd of almost 15,000 people got on their feet for that last possession, trying to give the hometown team an oomph to start this game.
And right now, Caitlin Clark is being hounded by Moira Joyner. That means other people have to step up, try to score to get her a little bit of space.
Make that 0 for 4. In and out for Clark. Marshall. But the Hawkeyes keep it alive with their ability to rebound the basketball. Here comes Martin. You can sense Clark time is coming soon. There it is, at the rim. Hageman, a little hesitation from the top. One thing Robin Freilich didn't want her team to do tonight is to take the first time that we're really seeing this press by Michigan State. They tend to do it, but they mix it up every game, and one of the keys for Iowa was to play aggressive.
Iowa likes to try to take the ball out of the basket on a make as fast as possible and get going. The best way to attack this Michigan State press is not give them enough time to set up in it.
They broke it easily. Kate Martin left all alone. Arol just short from the outside. Both of these teams showing their ability to get on the boards offensively. Here comes Joyner. Leads the Spartans in scoring. No good on that one. Joyner looking to take Davis one-on-one. And so many times when you're guarding and strategizing against Caitlin Clark, you can overthink. You have to remember there's 5 players on the floor, all playing in the Big Ten, who have the ability to do just that.
She still is this year, but I love seeing her play with her back to the basket. She is so dynamic.
Trying to put that run to a close. Here's Joyner putting her head down, blocked by a falter. Tate sets her feet, in and out. Big defensive play by a falter. Sets up the Iowa offense. Nice pass from Clark. Wow. The anticipation by 22. Now a 9-0 run by the Hawkeyes. First lead of the evening for Iowa. Osment, no. So Michigan State started out efficient.
Michigan State did a great job defensively starting out this game. Then Iowa finally settled into a rhythm, into a game plan, and ultimately got peak touches that opened up so much offensively for the gold team.
Basketball is a game of runs, right? I mean, the last time these two teams played last season, they went to overtime. 18 lead changes, 11 ties. She's eyeing it. Here comes Clark, spin move. No call. Shot clock went off.
Clark's one of those players that you just have to let her, as you see her with the steal right here.
Cookies.
Player that you have to understand she's a high volume shooter. She's going to take a lot of shots. Some of them aren't great shots, but they're good shots for her. As a defense going into guarding Clark, you just have to try to make her as ineffective as possible. But when Clark can get going downhill, and oh, by the way, when she's getting into passing lanes and being aggressive defensively, those are the types of plays that WNBA scouts love to see.
You've noticed Iowa up the ante on defense. Spartans working this zone, passing around. Kimball, couple feet behind the line, yes.
Stood still that whole possession by moving the ball. They were able to eventually get a shot, but they have to attack the gaps.
Caitlin
so she lets it fly. And then on the other end, Caitlin Clark's favorite 3 to hit, by the way, is from that left elbow wing area. So when she goes there, you just have to get right up on her, maybe try to, tackle her to stop her at this point.
60% of Caitlin Clark's shots are from that left side. Nice cut by A-Roll. Trying to work Stolke down low. Big body move. It's worked so far for Michigan State. Here comes Stolke with the spin move. Yes!
Hannah Stolke has so upped her game from a season, and Iowa becomes really dangerous.
Hageman was on the All-Big Ten honorable mention team last
Really stepped up scoring the ball, shooting 51% from 3. When Michigan State can settle into an offense and spread the floor, that's when they become so dangerous and can hit threes.
Iowa breaking this press seamlessly, coast to coast.
But when you get to the paint, the defense has to give you a step, and often is a really important piece for Clark to have.
I'll tell you, Megan, I was walking Clark jerseys everywhere. I got a little emotional. It's just amazing how far this game has come.
Oh, and it's so cool. Oh my goodness, a baseball pass.
Okay, Martin is the quarterback today. Clark the receiver.
It's like Peyton Manning to Reggie Wayne downfield. It doesn't matter. Kate Martin and Caitlin Clark are peanut butter and jelly.
Well, Clark loves the Chiefs, right? So maybe Mahomes?
To Travis Kelce?
Yeah. I'm sure they wouldn't mind that.
I know. Clark was at the Chiefs game the other day.
Interception here. Will we go for the pick six off the field? Carver-Hawkeye Arena. Iowa continues to extend its lead, largest of the evening at 10. This crowd goes nuts. Kate on traffic. Flushing and Hageman keeps it alive, but the relentlessness of this defense. And Osmond will stop the bleeding. That's the end of the first quarter.
I know. How's your neck? Mine feels like I've been watching Wimbledon or something, back and forth and back and forth.
This is the 3rd season in a row that Caitlin Clark has increased her scoring. We talk about her consistency each and every year. That relentless defense that we saw towards the end of the first quarter continues for the Hawkeyes. Abby Kimball picks the pocket of Kate Martin, goes the other way. That's a no-go. Body's on the floor. Ball is secured by the Spartans. Kimball, a couple pump fakes. Spartans trying to get back on the right track here in Iowa City. There's Osmond.
Martin did a good job staying in front of Osmond and forcing that to be a tough look.
Back to back. We've got 3 different Michigan State players playing with 2 fouls. Clark getting the ball screen. Handoff.
Logos on the floor, as you can see. When you take a wider angle, it's, pick your poison.
She's got options. Here come the Spartans. The lob is deflected by Stolke. Clark in transition through all the traffic to a falter. Led to multiple turnovers for both of these teams. Hallett had time to
talk about the pace of play. Both Michigan State and Iowa want to play at a fast pace. But it's about playing fast, but not out of control.
Tate on Clark. High arcing. All the Clark show. How will Michigan State respond?
They got
the atmosphere. Just like that.
Just like that. You cannot get out of whack from the crowd.
Again.
A heat check. Some of the shots, that would be a bad shot for a lot of players. It's a good shot, an in-rhythm shot for her.
Well, and Lisa Bluter is very open about the fact that Caitlin Clark has different rules than everyone else on the team. Alec off balance.
We haven't had a lot of stops in play.
You mentioned that tennis volley.
You're going to need a neck brace after this game.
Back and forth we go.
So much.
A falter on the drive. Deflected by April.
And the fact that they have sold out every single game at Carver-Hawkeye Arena this season. Games on the road are being sold out because Iowa's coming to town. Iowa, as a program,
Michigan State has now made 5 shots in a row. Martin, attack mode, just going back This Iowa team set a record for the most people in attendance for a women's basketball game ever, over 55,000 at Kinnick Stadium this fall, and Lisa Bruder really set that.
And a part of women's basketball.
Martin. Yeah, we won't talk about what we had to do to get today. Just know we're here. We're happy to be calling this game. A-Roll just knocked down a 3. Here comes Halleck. Long strides. Because when she makes a mistake, she knows that if she gets it back on the next one, Robin Freilich is not even going to bring it up to her.
She's got short-term memory, right? Just on to the next play. That has to be your mentality as a player. You cannot play scared and afraid of making a mistake.
Here she goes right past Goodman. Quick first step. We've seen runs by both teams. Michigan State in the middle of a 14-5 run.
Keeping Iowa in one-and-done situations. When the Hawkeyes get second-chance opportunities, they kill people, but right now, Sparty doing a good job keeping it to one-and-done.
Here's Osmond, the little floater inside. Clark trying to get past her defender. A couple of these shots just short.
That help side came over by Joyner, doing a good job forcing Clark to go the other way. She didn't have enough oomph on the shot.
About 1 second difference between game clock, shot clock. The double comes towards Hageman. How will Michigan State play this last possession?
Got to get to the paint.
They pass it around the perimeter. A-Roll has no one on her. Halftime can't come soon enough for these teams. They need a little bit of a breather. Davis before the buzzer. And we will end the half with a 2-point basketball game.
Michigan State using that veteran leadership on the floor to not get out of sync. You talk all about that, and Caitlin Clark has 19 in the first half.
Leading all scores.
This is who she is. She's the best player in college basketball right now.
Well, and that's why teams say they're trying to slow her down. You can't stop her.
You have to try to make her as ineffective as possible, which is very difficult to do.
Been a couple different lead changes so far in this one. Hawkeyes start out with the basketball. Nice move by Kate Martin.
That's exactly what the Hawkeyes need. Somebody other than Hannah Stolke and Caitlin Clark to step up. Kate Martin is just the person for the task at hand.
No time to celebrate because the Spartans quickly the other way. Good
run team by Stolke.
Yeah, Joyner tried to force it in there. Stolke picks it off. Clark thought about it. Give and go from Davis. Blocked by A-Roll.
Michigan State is lucky that Julia A-Roll was in the perfect help position because Jocelyn Tate got face cut by Clark. Kate Martin. Well, how about this spin? She still finds the balance to go off of 2 feet, finishing down low. I love Martin's game. She's somebody that if she scores 20 points, that's when Iowa becomes impossible to beat.
Kate Martin, one of a couple people on this team averaging double figures. Davis gets the ball right back for the Hawkeyes. Stolke going to work. She gets hit on the attempt.
Well, Michigan State frustrated because that was a late call. But Hannah Stolke is so physical down low. She's practically in a squat position. Ooh. I mean, she's off balance going up for it, but A-Roll was in the right position. I don't agree with that call.
That is the 3rd personal foul for Julia A-Roll. Remember, she was one of 3 starters for the Spartans that had 2 fouls in that first half. Something to keep an eye on.
It's big for Iowa to get A-Rod on the bench. Defensively, she's already had 2 blocks in this half alone.
Here come the Spartans. You can see Caitlin Clark's eyes looking up, seeing if she has numbers. And the cut by Davis. Jocelyn Tate has this ability to get right where she wants to go in the lane. Hageman the same. Joyner outside. Multiple lead changes in just the first 3 minutes of the second half. Clark from deep. Here's Joyner. 2-on-1 scenario. She gives it to Hageman. Defensive rebound, right? You want to take advantage of it on the other end if you're Michigan State. Just like this.
That's a good decision right there. Robin Freilich saying, slow it down, run a set.
You will notice multiple people in the corners for Michigan State at all times. They always want to have a kick-out option. 3 defenders on.
Like a magic act.
I thought she was going to kick it out. Chose to keep it for herself. The Hawkeyes looking to make something happen. Under 10 in the shot clock. Offensive fouls. The most tenured player on this Michigan State team. 24 years old in her 5th year. Tate gets right where she wants to go. Fitting in. Driving kick. Marshall, no. Spartans in the middle of a 7-0 run. Iowa trying to put it to a stop.
That's the perfect time for Iowa to try to get to the paint, get fouled, and get to the line.
That was Iowa's first bucket in the last 4 minutes, if that tells you anything about how this third quarter has gone so far. Joyner. Score remains the same. Here comes a falter. Taking it all the way herself. Does she? Caitlin Clark is out of the game. She's at the scorers table right now. Passing it around the horn. Joyner. She finally gets it to go.
I love what you said, passing it around a horn, because passing it around forces the defense to shift. It gives Joyner a more open opportunity.
6-point lead for Michigan State.
Not only does Clark have no room to move off the ball, the moment she catches the ball, she's being crowded. There's no space for her to make plays right now, and she's frustrated.
Clark back in the game. Tate. And the tip in by Didi Hagan. He plays in the men's game and the women's game. Remember, Iowa is the 4th ranked team. They're on a 10-game win streak right now. The Falter's first trip to the free throw line this evening. The junior compliment for the way that she hustles and plays with heart.
Sydney Falter is so to be successful.
Joyner setting things up for Michigan State.
Oh, good crossover.
Multiple defenders, finds Hageman. And it
Wide open under the basket.
Well, Megan, you talked about Didi Hageman and her ability to make plays. That can happen off the ball as well. Michigan State, offensive rebound, gets another crack at it offensively. Hageman step back. A-roll? No. Lead remains at 6, 51-45. Remember, these are the 2 top scoring teams in the Big Ten. Clark has yet to score in this quarter, but Joyner, no good. Molly Davis running the break. This is where Iowa likes to play. Clark, yes!
You're running, trying to protect the basket. You get to Clark a little too late. Oh, way too much room. Caitlin Clark's got enough time to watch a whole series on Peacock without another room.
Noise getting loud in here. Carver-Hawkeye Arena. Looks like deja vu. Davis running the break. Picked off from behind. Osmond. Oh, behind the back from halfway to Joyner. The camaraderie from this group on display.
It's like 10 style points on my stat sheet.
Back and forth we go. Clark was outside. Now she's inside. Bodies all tangled. Less than a minute to go here in the third quarter. 1-point game. Traveling is the final call there. Will be Iowa basketball.
Caitlin Clark, so strong when she gets downhill. She goes so fast, stays low, trips over Moira Joyner. Yeah, it's a travel. It's the right call by the official. Darren Halleck just trips.
So with 41 seconds in the third, Iowa down by 1. Caitlin on a little bit of a roll after missing her first 8 shots of the quarter. She's got 24. They go back to her. 5 threes on the evening. Iowa has the lead. What does Michigan State do? Hageman, quick first step. And that's how the third quarter will end. Just how the game started.
See a score that's in the 50s, which is shocking to see, but not surprising because both teams haven't been super consistent from the field. Whoever can grind this out in the half court in the fourth quarter is going to come out with a win.
Iowa has won 3 times in a row against Michigan State. Leads the all-time series 42-30. Iowa slowing it down on this possession, getting into it. Half-court offense going right to Stolke.
Julia A-Roll is in some trouble. That's exactly what Anna Stolke needs to keep doing. Take it at A-Roll.
Meantime, they just come out of it to turn the ball over.
It's going to be so key for the Spartans to not allow Iowa to go on the run and get the crowd into a game.
Well, these are 2 teams that had double-digit wins on Saturday, now find themselves in a close one here in the fourth quarter. Time score situation is going to be important down the stretch. Allen puts on the Jets for that one. I can just hear my AAU coach being like, stop the ball, stop the ball. It's like one of the things that coaches say over and over again.
Stop ball. It's AAU 101.
Davis with the mean crossover.
If Iowa can continue getting into the paint, getting to the run, it's going to open up so much offensively.
Davis right now is 100% from the field, 2 for 2. Joyner, spin cycle. Rim has a lid on it. This last couple possessions for both teams.
Both Iowa and Michigan State are making it really difficult with the angles that they're cutting off right now.
Clark has Joyner on her. She takes it to her through the contact.
Clark's ability to change speed makes her so impressive because she was adjusting her career up in her hair so she didn't have time to get set for the shot.
Clark slowing it down, setting up the set. And having Molly Davis on the floor, the ability to start the offense so Caitlin Clark can play off the ball. There she goes, left side. Why not? Come on, Caitlin. Did they call that a 2? No, another 30-piece for Clark. 45th career 30-plus scoring game.
That's it?
45th. Sled work for 22.
Big Ten play. It is physical.
Then we had an intentional foul on the Spartans, number 11, Jocelyn Tate.
The one way teams can beat Iowa is if you force them to grind it out in the half court and play in the 60s. That's what Michigan State has been able to do.
Caitlin Knox.
This is a huge play for Iowa because all of a sudden they have the opportunity to go up by double digits.
What do they do with the extra possession? Clark puts it up. And a hold down by Hannah Stolke. Her relentlessness. Michigan State secures it. Kimball, little fake, get in. 2-woman game. Clark and Stolke. Marshall puts it up. She made that 1-3 in the first half.
Her shot's dead on, too. That's crazy.
Marshall has struggled this season the other way. Joyner attacks him.
There are a lot of teams that would have come in here that Iowa would have blown open this game because of the crowd getting into it, because of how fast they push in transition. But Michigan State has gotten refocused every single time. They've kept Iowa to a one and done, and they've been able to score and get out and run. It's been impressive to see how they've handled this from an emotional and mental standpoint.
Well, mental focus is part of how Michigan State prepares, right? Shoot around, visualization, seeing yourself in the moment. And here they are, 4-point basketball game, just under 4 to go against the 4th-ranked team in the country. Stolke, powerful to the top.
in this game, but to have somebody at her size, 6'2", take it off the dribble, finish with contact.
And that possession is twofold. She gets the bucket, opportunity for a three-point play.
All 5 players are a threat at all times. But valuing possession is going to be huge, and Iowa comes out in the zone to try to throw them off the flow.
Michigan State only taking a couple free throws. They go to Hageman. Turnover by Caitlin. The other way, Michigan State. 3 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Joyner against Davis. Kick out to A-Rolls. What game. Stay awake, folks. Stay awake. Crunch time is Clark time. Looking for opportunities. Step back. Yes! Caitlin cashes in. Listen to this crowd. How does Michigan State respond? By going to Osmond, not backing down.
Michigan State has made the mature play every single possession.
Get the ball back to Caitlin.
I like Clark and Stolke in this 2-woman game. It's been effective.
Top of the key. That one short. Michigan State has made its last 4 shots. Trying to stay within striking distance. 2-point game. They go to A-Roll. She tries to get around Stolke. Tied at 71.
Julia A-Roll making all the right decisions, but right now Michigan State's been able to get to the rim the past 3 possessions.
Davis setting things up for the Hawkeyes.
Iowa's got to get Clark and Stolke back in that 2-man game.
They go right to it. Clark has 37 points. No good on that attempt. She was looking for the foul call.
And Michigan State has to slow it down here.
Tie game, under a minute to go. Kimball working baseline. They've been working through A-Roll. Here's Joyner. Just relentless on the ball. Blocked and rejected by Clark. Big defensive play by 22. Trying to get to the rim. Clark calls a timeout, realizes her team needs to get organized. Remember, the last time these two teams played, it went to overtime. We are tied at 71. 35.1 seconds to go in the fourth. Martin to the baseline. Davis thought about it. And both players go to the deck. So with the shot clock off, Molly Davis will go to the free throw line. The 5th-year guard in her 2nd year with the Hawkeyes.
Molly Davis was pump faking and about to take the ball on the floor. Pump faking. She was not in the act of shooting on the foul. And that's the 4th team foul for Michigan State.
Meantime, on the other end, everybody is set up like free throws are set to happen. These free throws will happen. Davis, an 88% free throw shooter. This is the first.
It looked like she was about to put the ball on the floor.
So 2 for 3, 2-point basketball game. Davis goes to the bench. A falter comes in the game for the Hawkeyes. Remember, Hageman was just holding her face, but now it's going to try to lead Michigan State.
That's where you just want to get to the rim.
And that she does. Acrobatic finish by Didi Hageman. We're back tied. Are you still with us? Credit to Michigan State. After that play, though, they move on. They realize where the game is at, and Hageman wastes no time going the other way. 23 seconds to go. All tied up at 73.
You got to hold it for the last shot here. And Iowa's just got to let Caitlin Clark be Caitlin Clark.
I have an idea of who it's going to, but it's just how is it going to happen?
I think everyone in America knows who it's going to.
Anticipation here. Davis, time winding down. Are they going to get the ball up in time? Clark for the win! She does it time and time again, the 40-piece, and walks off with the W.
This is what Caitlin Clark does, folks. Logo threes. It's her signature. That is the most Caitlin Clark way to win a game.